Hey, what's going on, everyone? James Nine Numbers here, and welcome back to another YouTube video. And today, I'm going to be making a response video to what has happened in my state of North Carolina earlier this month, which is that the Green Party and Constitution Party of North Carolina, parties of North Carolina, will no longer be in the registry. What I'm saying is that you can no longer register as a Green or a Constitution member of the. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of sad right now and kind of upset really because of what's been happening. Because of this, you can no longer register as a Green or a Constitution when you register to vote. And yeah, this is actually kind of sucks. And I want to make this response video because I want to talk about this because this is a big deal for someone like me who's an unaffiliated. I actually ended up to finally register to vote. Actually, only a few days prior to the news of what's been happening. I didn't even know this was going on. I really wish I knew about this earlier, so that way I could keep you guys up to date on it. But unfortunately, I didn't know. I only just found out, and yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna be. There are some videos that I've popped up and some tabs just in order to make a point about why this whole two-party system thing is trash, and why some of these requirements that the Greens and Constitution are going through is just ridiculous, and they shouldn't have to go through any of this. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys some videos right now, just to give you an idea of what's exactly going on. So we're gonna play this video first.
Two political parties are losing recognition in North Carolina. The State Board of Elections says candidates in the Constitution Party and the Green Party didn't get 2% of the total vote for governor or president.
2%. 2% in the Senate and presidential elections. Let me pull this up for you real quick. Hold on, let's pull up the NC registration voter base first. This is on the day election day happened. There were 7,361,219 people. Hang on, let me highlight that for you. Highlight that just so that way you guys can see it. So that way you won't have to search for where the hell is it. And that's okay. That's fine. But anyways, yeah, that's how many people registered to vote in 2020 on election day of all the places. And let's take a look at the turnout. 75.35%, 0.7535. That is 5,546,679 people. We're rounding up. It's actually a decimal, but we were rounding up because you can't have a fraction of a person. 2%. What are they talking about? Here, let me show you the results about what they're talking about. Here. Wait, hold on a second. The Libertarian Party didn't even get that much either. What? Damn. Well, I'm glad the Libertarian Party doesn't have to go through that. I think, hold on, I remember, like, the Libertarian Party, in the Senate election in North Carolina, neither Cunningham nor Tillis got 50% of the vote. Yeah, because they weren't that great. Like, Shannon Bray, he got, like, 3.13%. He might have saved the Libertarian Party. And the Constitution Party, Kevin Hayes only got, like, 1.24%, so yeah, but anyways, back to what I was talking about earlier. There's 5.5 million people who voted, and they couldn't get 2%. If you multiply that 5.5 million number by 2%, which is 0.02, that is 110,934 people. Again, we're rounding up because you can't have a fraction of a person. That is ridiculous. 110,933 people. That is insane. That is way too many people. That's an extreme number. They had to have gotten 110,000. How does one? It's easy for a Democrat or a Republican, but even then, some Democrats and some Republicans will have a hard time getting that number. This is insane. 110,000. Like, and I assume the turnout was the same in the U.S. Senate because this was like an election year, And yeah, turnout tends to be higher in election years. Oh my god, 110,000. That I don't understand why they had to get that many voters. Yeah, they had to have that many voters for them to even stay safe from getting from so that way they can remain on the registry. That is ridiculous. 110,000, almost 111,000. That is ridiculous. That's not good. That is a bunch of BS. I don't understand why 110,000 is a ridiculous number. 110,933. What in the world is this? This isn't. Why? It doesn't make sense to me though either. Look at it. Take a look at some of these. We can even take a look at the Libertarian Party. 46,363 registered voters. 4,651 for the Constitution. 3,619 for the Greens. That's insane.
In the last election, the board's going to meet on February 23rd to decide when to change affiliation for more than 9,000 voters from those two parties to unaffiliated.
That's messed up. That is extremely messed up. So basically, once these members of the Green and Constitution Party, once they get sent off the registry, they will be forced to register, become unaffiliated voters. That is ridiculous. But this is what happens when you don't get enough voters from the registry. Obviously, this is unfair, but then again, this is the two-party system pretty much rules the entire political system. So I don't know if there's much we can really do about it in order to change it, and that really sucks because I would love to see some change in politics. It is so depressing. Oh yeah, let's take a look at this. Unaffiliated has been number 2 for actually a few years now, so I don't know what, but yeah, then again, there aren't that many independent candidates who run for office because some of the requirements are so high, but seriously though, that first video was from January, so this video is on June 10th, 2021. So this is months after that last video. So let's take a look at this.
2 political parties in our state are about to lose their vote affiliation in just 2 days.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be linking those videos in the description below if you guys want to check them out.
Voters will no longer be able to register as a member of the Green Party or the Constitution Party. Fox 46 chief political correspondent Emma Withrow live in the newsroom to explain why these 2 parties are losing their guest list.
Well, Brian, it all has to do with signatures. Under North Carolina law,
Yep. Because of that, because they didn't get the amount of votes they needed, they have to write signatures in order to stay in the registry.
These newer political parties have until June 12th until they can file the
2 days. Just 2 days. That's too short, but then again, they probably had some more time than just 2 days, but let's go on.
Necessary amount of signatures, and as of today, it doesn't seem like they're going to make the cutoff.
That sucks. That really, really sucks, man. It really does.
It's definitely stacked against us.
Jacob Samuels is the
totally.
co-chair of the Green Party's Charlotte chapter.
We are a
Green
grassroots left-wing party. We were founded on the principles of social
Alright,
justice,
he's just describing
grassroots
the basis of the Green Party.
ecological
Okay, that's
wisdom,
fair.
and nonviolence.
Under North Carolina law, newer political parties need to file almost 14,000 signatures of registered voters to keep
14,000. Oh, god damn it. Hang on. I'm gonna have to stop recording for a second. Alright, I'm back, and yeah, 14,000. Let me show you what 14,000 is like. 14,000. Let's take a look at these numbers this way. We're gonna go to the North Carolina State Board of Education. Actually, you know what? I already made some charts about this. Here's this. These are based on the State Board of Educations and based on the years that on the information I've been given. Well, yeah, this the voter registration for both the Green and Constitution Party. Like, look at it. As early as 2018, they still haven't gotten any official registered voters. Now, keep in mind, the 2016 presidential election already happened, and so have the midterms as well, actually. And yet, zero. It wasn't until, like, around... It was, like, at 2018, they finally got some registered voters going. As you can see, their numbers have been growing pretty well recently, and they've actually been growing pretty rapidly. And then 2021, and then bam, all of a sudden went downhill. Did they all of a sudden lose popularity that caused them to? No. Like, let's look at this. Look at the Constitution Party. They're at like over 5.5K registered voters, and the Green Party, though they were slipping a little bit in the week. However, they still had more voters than they started at the beginning of the year. Like, look at the Green Party. They didn't even have like 4,000 voters, and they had a little more than that at the end. But then, because of this whole thing because they were no longer in the registry, I'll actually finish the video for you guys just to give you guys a better clue, because I'm not the greatest explainer in the world. I'll just let them explain.
Keep their voter affiliation. The deadline is June 12th, Saturday.
There's no way we'll be able to get that many signatures by that deadline unless a miracle happens.
Right.
And unfortunately, that miracle never came for either party, for this matter.
Now, the Green Party has filed a total of 0 signatures.
0! How do you pull off 0? How does one do that?
So after Saturday, all of Samuel's fellow Green Party voters will get a letter in the mail saying they are now registered as unaffiliated with a political party.
And that sucks. Because no one should have to be forced into voting to be grouped in a category that they're not.
But they have a plan to get their voters back.
And try to gather up as many signatures as we can and try to submit them for next year's filing date.
I really wish you the best of luck. I really, really do. But if we look at realistically, there's a good chance the Green and Constitution Party are going to struggle for years to get back to where they were. And what about the Libertarian Party? The Libertarian Party was lucky that they don't have to go through this time around. Speaking of which, has the Libertarian Party has gone through something like this before? Yes, unfortunately they have. Here's the graph based off the North Carolina State Board of Elections. Going from 2004, because that's the earliest year we could find that the North Carolina State Board of Elections started keeping record on how many registered voters there were for each party. And from 2005, they were growing pretty well. But then at some point between 2005 and 2006, because earlier then they didn't really keep track of voter registration as often, it just all of a sudden, bam, just from 2005 to 2006, exactly 1 year apart, bam. Knowing from what we know now from with the Green Constitution Party, the same thing probably did happen to the Libertarian Party. And yeah, I want you to take a look at this line right here. 2006 to 2008. 0. The number 0 voters. That is insane. It wasn't until like around 2008 where they finally started gaining some voters again. And I want you to take a look at this. They're growing, and it takes them until like 2012. This represents the start of 2012. It took the Libertarian Party 7 years, 7, just to get back to where they were. And if history shows us anything, and I know history is going to repeat itself with the Green Constitution Party, it's going to take both of them years. So years, I tell you, years, just so that way they can get back to where they were. And you guys think 5,000, and luckily they're not harder numbers, they're easier numbers to obtain. Oh no. Like, look at this, 5,000. It took them like, what? approximately 3 to 3.5 years. That itself alone is a pretty long time to gain a good chunk of vote to gain those voters back. I'm not sure how the Green and Constitution Party are going to survive, or any other third party for that matter, or any other future third party that comes up. So yeah, this is ridiculous. This sucks, and I don't know what else to say. It just sucks.
For the midterms,
Karen Bell, the executive director of the North Carolina State Board of Election, says June 12th won't be the end of these parties.
But
of course, they can always bounce back like the Libertarian Party did.
Fortunately, I think it's probably an achievable goal.
Achievable? Is it achievable, though? There's no way it's that achievable. When you go as low as 0 registered voters, there is no way. There is just no way it's going to be that simple. And keep in mind, this is both of their parties at their peak. A little over 4,000 and a little over 5,500. 14,000. That's like more than triple for the Green Party, and that's a little more than double for the Constitutions. And I'm like, if they want to do that, they're going to have to get independent voters, of course. But 14,000 is way too many for anyone. I don't care if you're a Democrat or a Republican. The most anyone should be asking for is like 1,000 voters. And yes, I know North Carolina's population's in the millions, but I don't care. The more choices, the better.
As we head into 2022, and they work to be on the ballot.
Samuel says North Carolina law isn't the only thing pushing against.
That's unfortunately true.
I've been called a Russian agent before.
A Russian agent? That is ridiculous.
I've been called, a Republican by Democrats, and I've been
Whoa. A Republican by Democrats. Even though the Green Party is more left-wing than the Democrats. Freaking ridiculous. I would imagine the Republicans saying the Constitution Party is left-wing and some BS excuses just to get around that.
I've been called a liberal by Republicans.
But
now that makes a little more sense. But yeah, this is just... But it's still just like using like an insult. I'm like, really? So basically, he's being attacked by both major parties. It's really sad, really. Being attacked by both major political parties, that really sucks. That's not really a winnable thing if you get that. Our culture, this is our culture, and this has been our culture for a pretty long time. So I don't know if there's anything. I don't know. They might be able to still do something. They could try and gain their voters back and maintain independent voters. Since they are third parties, they might have an easier time gaining independent voters because independents in general just do not support the two-party system. Now, I'm not saying there aren't independents that don't support the two-party system. Of course, there are going to be some exceptions. There will be some people, and I can't really stop that, but the independents might be their best chance for them to get back into the registry. But even with that, I don't think it's going to be enough for them. They're going to have to, if the Libertarian Party showed us anything, you're gonna have to they can never ever give up because they can bounce back from this. And I'm confident that these two parties can bounce back. And if you are a member of the Green or Constitution Party, my message to you is to never give up and continue fighting. Because at this point, our two-party system has been hopeless for a while now. And it is so sad the state of the direction our country is going right now. It's been awful. But anyways, let's continue.
Despite the opposition, Samuel says the Green Party will march on and get their voters back next year.
Nice.
And Samuel said it was particularly difficult to get the needed amount of signatures because of the pandemic.
Yep. it would have been hard to just. It would have been harder with the pandemic anyway, because our culture, this hesitancy to vote for third party or independent has always been prevalent in North Carolina, especially during like how in the House of Representatives and the Senate, U.S. Senate, the last time a third party won a seat was actually like in the 1890s during the populist movement. There have been some independents that have been elected in the state legislature, but some of them had the caucus with Republicans, which it's fine. It's in their First Amendment right to freedom of association, which is really important. And yeah, I'm not saying it's their fault. They kind of have to at this point. They kind of have to, because one versus however many numbers is obviously not a winnable coalition. Obviously speaking, it's kind of sad that the way it's the way it is now. So yeah.
Reached out to the Constitution Party but didn't hear back. But according to the Elections Board website, they have about 2,835 signatures filed.
2,835. And they had 2 days just to get
currently. So if they get about 11,000 more,
11,000 more in 2 days. They would have had to get some big event going. A miracle would have had to happen for them to stay in the registry. But of course, knowing third-party luck, that never happens.
They'll be able to keep their voter affiliation. Brian and Lindsay?
That's it. This was a depressing day. This has been very depressing. So let's go to today, June 26th of 2021. Let's take a look at this. Here's what the Green Party and Constitution Party are left with now that their parties are no longer in the registry. Anson County. Anson County is the only county that still has accepted the Green and Constitution Party. We need more parties. I really hope Anson County does not walk back and just delete them. Or delete the Libertarians. Again. Like, seriously, this is ridiculous. So to my, I guess really, I think this is all I want to say. And to my Green and Constitution, to my third parties out there, you're going to have to keep fighting for your values, because there is no way we can change the establishment from the inside. We have to change it from the outside. And to my unaffiliated / independent voters, we are so close to surpassing the Democrats. Democrats and Republicans are not at their highest peak on registered voters. We can do this. And please, if you are an independent who is thinking about registering, please, seriously, you gotta register. We have to beat the Democrats, and then afterwards, Republicans are actually better at mobilizing when it comes to elections. We need to start mobilizing. Though I can't really blame you if for those of you that don't want to vote, because politics is kind of depressing, and if you don't want to vote, then that's actually fine. You're pretty much saving yourself from the disaster, which is politics. But anyways, that's it for now, guys. I'm going to see you guys later. Peace.